It's question and answer time! Yay! Got my little sidekick with me, Ovs. He thought he'd help me answer a few questions, didn't you, mate? Yeah. So, I am going to start with a clean one. There's an X-rated one in here. I won't announce who that is that's asked me that question, just in case you don't want to be named. Because it's a personal question. So, I'll start clean. So, I'm going to start with Katie J967. Now, she asks me, what milestones are you looking forward to most with Cooper? Well, I'm really looking forward to, number one, seeing what colour Coop's hair's going to go. Because at the moment, it's ever so slightly on the ginge side, aren't you, mate? Now, Danny says that he was never any sort of shade of ginger, but I beg to differ. I've seen the photos, and some might say strawberry blonde, might they? So I feel like he might be like Albany, but baby's hair colour changes, doesn't it? So I'm really interested to see what colour his hair goes and whether it's curly, because Danny's got really curly hair. So I hope it does go curly. I'd love that. I know. And also I'm really excited to see what his little personality develops into. Whether he's outgoing, shy. I mean, I hope you're not a shy baby, because I don't think we've brought you up to be shy, have we, darling? No. And like what he sounds like, what his voice sounds like. There's just so many exciting moments, but I don't want to wish them all away, because you kind of do. You're like, always got a tooth, always getting on his hands and knees, always rolling out, all the things, always starting to make noises that sound ever so slightly like a letter. You like saying bah, don't you? Bah, bah. He's really enjoying this question and answer. I don't know whether you can see the sweat on my top lip from trying to restrain him. This might be one where I pause and go and hand you to Daddy, might it? Okay, so moving on to the next question. This is from Petty Filou 89. Do you attend any local baby groups? Yes, I do. I actually went to one today. What I was going to say was, it keeps them entertained and tires them out. But you don't seem to be that tired. I'm gonna put you there. What's going on? Yeah, I just feel like it does. It really stimulates their brains, and Cooper loves the music. So we go to a music class, which is once a week. I go with my friends and their little ones. So we go to that, and they just sit absolutely mesmerised by the lady that's singing. You can't really join in yet, but they just sit there and love it, I think. Do you love it? And then we also started going swimming. We've actually only been once. So we have been swimming before, but we've only been to this one place once so far. But it was brilliant, wasn't it? It was a little bit cold though. And we forced them in thinking, well, this is just what a swimming pool feels like nowadays. I'm sure it was much warmer in our time when we went swimming as kids. Turned out it was a hell of a lot colder than it ever has been. So poor babies, we forced them in there and it was freezing cold. But you still enjoyed it, didn't you? So fingers crossed next time when it's bath temperature, you'll enjoy it even more. So yes, is the answer. I think it's great. I think it's great for their development, and I think it's great for to keep them entertained and just to give you a bit of a chill, actually, because it is exhausting entertaining a baby all day. Right, mate, I'm gonna go and hand you to your daddy if you don't stop wiggly wooing. Right, that's better. I'm minus a very wriggly baby. Sometimes Cooper just doesn't want to be on camera. It's fine, I understand. So, moving on to the next question. This is quite interesting, actually, because I remember feeling a bit weird about this. Anyway, let me tell you the question. So, Jade_Marie_11 asked, how did you feel about giving Cooper a dummy? Were you reluctant to give him one? Back when I was younger, it was kind of frowned upon. So I didn't have a dummy, nor did my sister. And I think our generation didn't really have dummies, correct me if I'm wrong. But I remember it being a bit of you shouldn't give a baby a dummy. I mean, which really backfired on me because I sucked my thumb. You can't take a thumb away. And I ended up with the stickiest out teeth you've ever seen. 5 braces later, I finally got straight teeth. But I think a dummy might have meant there wasn't all those problems with my teeth, who knows. But anyway, yeah, so I did feel a little bit of a kind of negativity towards dummies. However, a dummy has been an absolute game changer. I've talked about this before. Instead of him needing me to comfort him, we just popped a dummy in his mouth and it just solved the problem. So I was a little bit apprehensive about it, but it's the best thing I ever did, giving Cooper a dummy. How have you found having Cooper has affected your relationship with Danny? This was a question from what full stop Kit full stop did. How has it affected our relationship? We just probably don't spend quite as much time, well, obviously, together, just me and him. And we do keep talking about this, about how we need to make more time for us. Problem is we don't have any family nearby, so we can't just pop out for dinner or to pop to the cinema or, you know, have a few hours in the morning together, just me and Danny. And I know obviously that comes with having a baby, that responsibility. But yeah, I mean, I do miss that. I do miss that, and it's quite difficult not having that quality time. Our time now is on an evening, so from about 7:30, 8, when Cooper's gone to bed, we then have a nice little snuggle on the sofa. But I mean, by about that time, I'm like, is it too early to go to bed? Could I go now? But I don't want to, because I want to spend the night with Danny. And Danny's been so busy with work as well at the moment. It's quite intense, quite a lot going on, and there's just not enough hours in the day. So yeah, it has affected it, but we're trying not to let it affect it too much. And yeah, we've said we need a little weekend away, we need a few nights just going for dinner, just us two. So we're gonna make sure we book our family in advance to travel from the north and come and help us out. Now this is the naughty question. Sex post-pregnancy. I'm not going to say who you are. How long afterwards was it before you had sex? Were you terrified? And this person hasn't done the deed yet, and they are 3 months postpartum. So I think we were just over 6 weeks. Yes, I was terrified. I was worried that it was going to be like an empty cave. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't romantic, it wasn't at all sexy. It basically just involved me going, what's it like, what's it like, is it really different, can you feel anything, is it like a cave? Which I can't imagine was like the nicest way to have sex for the first time in however many months, a long time. But yeah, it's kind of back to normal now. Like, I didn't, not to go too graphic, my tears weren't too bad, so not a great deal altered. I actually thought once you've had a baby, your vagina turns into a cave, but it's actually not the case for some. I mean, I'm sure some it's maybe not quite the same, but no, it's been okay. And yeah, we're slowly getting back into the swing of things. Not gonna lie, having a baby definitely puts a bit of a dampener on it, because those first few months, babe's in your room with you, and then once they leave your room, you're so exhausted. It's the last thing on your mind. So yeah, but it was scary. I think my one bit of advice is wait until you're ready. Don't, you know, if your partner's desperate for it, don't let them put pressure on you. It's got to be when you're ready. Because don't forget, there's a lot of healing that's got to go on down there as well. Yes, so that Danny's just walked in, so I'm gonna stop this question because I don't want him to hear it. So I think that's the end. I think that's my last question. Yes, it is. I hope you
change your son's nappy.
Oh, he's going to saying it like he's doing me a favour changing my son's nappy. So that's the end of today's Q&A. I like to not do too many because otherwise I think you might get bored and switch off. But I will do another one at some point. So get them ready, and I will do a shout out on social media requesting them. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I shall see you next week. Bye. Thanks so much for watching, Bump. If you want to watch the playlist, then click here. And if you want to watch last week's episode, then click here.